I am from India. Where are you from?
Việt Nam.
You are from Vietnam?
What? India?
You are from Vietnam?
Yes.
Okay.
India or Vietnam? Far
Okay.
from.
Yes, we are very far from each other. Right. And what do you know where you are from? You are living in Vietnam? Okay. So welcome everyone. We are about to start our today's session, and this meeting is recorded as you can see. It's available on live platform. Okay. So I request all of you, please.
What's the window like? Cái trò
Hi.
chơi à đây.
How many teeth you have? Broken teeth.
I don't know.
How many
I
broken?
Chi.
Yeah. How many teeth you have? Broken teeth. Okay. Hello, Prisha. How are you?
As good,
Yeah.
I am good. What about you?
Yes,
I
I
am
am
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Prisha, can you turn on the camera?
Yes.
Okay.
You are changed.
How are
Allah,
you?
you are so, you are cut the bride all.
Yes, I shaved my and trim it very well.
Yeah.
Okay. So, welcome
Mujrul
everyone.
also.
Yeah, Mujrul also.
Also.
Looking very handsome day by day.
Handsome, yeah.
Okay. Yes, Doraemon, you want to say something, Doraemon?
Quốc bao. I don't think you're Doraemon.
You are Doraemon or Quick Bow? You are Doraemon or Quick Bow?
Quốc bao. I don't know.
Okay.
Doraemon. No.
Okay. So Hong, we are right now available on Facebook Live. I connected this account with Facebook. I able to connect this account with Facebook, so we can have more and more audience, and we can provide all of them for learning purpose, right? So I connect this
Okay.
account for trial purpose to connect with live on Facebook. Okay.
You should share the link on all our groups.
Yeah, I am about to share the link in all the groups so people can
But
join.
first of all, please make me the co-host. I
Yeah,
will
sure.
create a breakout room to put kids there.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are, if you want to be host, you can, because I can manage this thing in this room
No,
only. Okay,
co-host.
fine.
So I will put all of our kids in one room.
Okay. So you today you all kids have session with Dr. Hong. Please join your breakout room and enjoy your discussion. Okay.
Yeah. First of
Fine.
all, wait a couple minutes. Our guest will come very soon.
It's fine. No problem. We can discuss with other
Yeah.
people. So today we are going to discuss about the longest hiking. World longest hiking. It's available in country of USA, and me and Dr. Dhananjay, we both plan to do this kind of hiking. Okay, so Dr. Dhananjay has already designed. We both are working on this, and he has already designed this plan. And I wish every one of us who have time to join with us, they can join with this hiking. Okay, so I'm waiting for the people to join. Then I will share about this hiking detail, right? Okay, I share this link in all the groups. Let me share in one or two more groups. So people are joining on the way. I will make other people as a co-host. Yes. So Paresh, you are the co-host, so you can allow people
Okay.
to get in. Okay.
Okay.
And Shirley, you are also the co-host, so you can also allow people to get in. Dr. Dhananjay, welcome. You are also the co-host. Okay,
Thank you,
and
Jay.
welcome. You look very fresh.
What are you drinking?
Energy drink. He need to deliver the session for 90 minutes.
Yeah, this is just a protein shake.
Oh, it's a minimalization. Protein shake is included minimalization, right? Okay.
How are you, Hong?
Hi, Dr. Dhananjay. How are you?
How are you, Hong?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
I'm
How
fine.
about
How are
you?
you?
It
I'm
seems
fine.
like my
Azita,
sound, my voice
my
today
favorite. Hi.
right?
Azita is there for your opposite
Yeah, I'm able
party.
to hear you.
She is there with your
Hello.
opposite party is always
Hi,
there.
Azita. How are you?
No.
Oh, no.
Hi, Dr. Patel. How are
Hi.
you?
I am fine. I want to say that Azita is never in opposite party. She is always with me.
Of course, we
Woo!
can feel that.
I
We can
follow the
feel.
truth.
Something
Yeah,
is ongoing.
Maybe opposite my thought. Maybe my feeling, but truth is truth.
yeah. It's better to
Yeah.
rather than hiding your feelings. It's better.
Azita,
Yes, please.
where's Aveta?
Avesta today has gathering with his classmate in his school. Unfortunately,
Okay.
he missed this class. Unfortunately,
Okay.
has to go to his school for his gathering, and he's so happy about visiting his friend, and so happy. But tomorrow he will join to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Huong, Mrs. Huong, Vietnam, how are you?
I'm good. Who's asking me? Please.
Oh my God, you don't remember me?
No, you change your name.
Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. How you
Eugene.
can forget your best friend?
Eugene.
Yeah,
Not only best
exactly.
friend, very close friend. But you change your name. I couldn't recognize you.
I don't know my name as well. I just joined here. I don't know how I joined or something like
You
that.
don't know the name?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your
Hello,
name?
guys.
I will change.
Hello.
Hello.
Eugene.
My name is
Eugene.
Salah. Salah.
Sorry.
His name
Eljun.
is Eugene.
Can you?
E-L-G-U-N.
Okay.
Yeah.
E A
Eugene.
E A.
E-L-L-G-U-N.
ELGUN. Okay. I change your name. Algian, right?
Yeah,
Where
thank
where
you.
are you
Yeah,
from?
exactly. I'm from Azerbaijan, and
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan is Middle Asia. Our
Okay.
border countries are Russian, Turkey,
You can
Armenia,
see.
Georgia, and uh, Iran.
Right, right. So welcome here in this globally meeting. We are here live on Facebook. You can find our meeting is right now recording and also live on Facebook. So I request all of you guys to be part of this meeting, to part of this session, being as active member. Don't speak idle. If anybody wants to speak, you can raise your hand and ask to the questions to host. As I have shared in the meeting today, our topic for discussion today is about hiking. Okay, so we will get know about this hiking, but this is not a normal hiking. Every person has done hiking. Yes, Hong, you want to say something?
Yeah, please. Prisha, join the breakout room. Okay. She
Yeah.
joined, right? Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
And goodbye. See you.
See you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Is
Enjoy.
there any more kids will be planning to come here? So I will send them in breakout room. Okay, fine. So we have kids show also ongoing along with our main meeting. So if you find any kids, please let me know. Okay. So today, as you all know, that I shared the material in all the WhatsApp group that is related to the hiking. You know, every person has done a little bit hiking in their life. You know, ups and downs, and also climbing a mountain, and many different ways of hiking in their life for 1 day, 2 day, or 7 day. But today we are going to explore some different kind of hiking. World largest jungle, world
Okay.
largest jungle available, and we are going to discuss about this jungle. We will travel into this jungle and will guide you how to, what things you need to carry with yourself. We will provide you all the information about this hiking. Okay, because we have a hiking expert with us, Dr. Dhananjay. He has done all his research. He has done all his research related to this hiking. Okay, so I don't want to waste more time, and I would like to invite him that he will love to share his thoughts and his ideas, whatever he has designed. He will provide you all the information. You can ask questions in between also. You can ask question at the end of session also. But please raise your hand while asking any questions. Yes, Algun, you want to say anything? You raise your hand.
No, I just check how can I raise my
Okay,
hand. Yeah,
fine,
my
perfect.
mistake.
Anybody else wants to check? You can check it right now. Everyone can check now. Okay, so it's
Sorry.
better to get misunderstanding. So I request Dr. Dhananjay to initiate your this topic. This is very interesting topic, and we are live right now. We are live on Facebook. Okay, so enjoy this session. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Dhananjay. You can initiate. I think
Okay.
yeah, please.
Good evening, all of you.
Sorry.
Yeah, this time mostly I'll not be talking about any spiritual topic. To spend a lot of time on, that is trekking and hiking. Okay, so let me explain you what is today's topic all about. It was in the year of 2018 that me and my wife had visited United States. Okay, from India, we had gone there for a purpose of a conference. Okay, and during that time, we were staying in Washington. Okay, that was in the Virginia state. So we happened to travel to a particular part of the Washington that was called as Appalachian Trail, and it was that particular place was Shenandoah National Park. Okay, that was a national park, or basically a forest of in Washington. So we visited there. We traveled there for around 5-6 hours. We hiked there. Okay, and it was a great experience. So when I googled about this particular trek, okay, then I came to know it is not a day trek or a two trek, or which can be done in 10 or 15 days. Okay, it is a particular trek which is more than 6 months or 7 months. Okay, it is a very long trek. So since 2018, I am dreaming and preparing myself for this particular trek, where I can go on the trek and do it myself. Okay, so this is called as through hiking. Through hiking means the entire trek over a long discuss about.
Doctor, your voice is breaking. Yes, there might be some internet connection issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's
Now
okay.
am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, it's audible
Yes.
now.
I request you to share the presentation.
Right. Okay.
Did you hear that whatever introduction I gave about USA and me traveling to USA with my wife
Yeah,
to Appalachian Trail, or it was missed?
yeah. We can hear, but last few minutes it's missing.
Oh, okay, okay. So let us start with the presentation, and meanwhile I'll explain what is this all process all about.
Right. Okay.
Okay. One of my hobby is trekking. Trekking, basically, I do trekking in the mountains, in the jungles. Okay. We have where I stay, we have huge forest. Okay, it's a national park where I stay, and I usually happen to go there twice or thrice or maximum 4 times a week. Okay, that too for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So I usually go for trekking on due to these particular areas. And even I have a lot of trekking experiences in my domain, in my areas, which are called as Sayadri Mountains. These particular mountains are in Maharashtra, and also I have experiences with Himalayas. So I have also done trekking in Himalayas. So now my next target is to trek Appalachian Trail, and that is in United States. Okay, so as you can read from the title, it is Appalachian Trail, Discovering Self. Okay, amidst nature. So my target is to discover myself, because this is a very huge trek. Jay, please let me know if my voice is breaking at the moment. Okay, fine. So discovering self amidst nature. So I want to discover myself when I'm trekking for a long duration of time. I will be away from my family. I will be alone on the trek. There won't be anyone, no friend or anything along with me. I prefer to trek solo. I prefer to travel solo, because that gives me time to spend for myself. All right. So this is one of the trek that is going to give me the time. Okay, let's uncover this particular presentation and move on to the next slide. Okay, so now if you are completely in the forest for 6 months, so basically you will be having a self-actualization or an inward journey. That should be the objective of the trek. Second thing is attaining solitude. Now, what is solitude? Solitude is staying alone.
Yeah, doctor, your voice is breaking. Yeah,
Again, okay, I'm sorry for my
Yeah.
connection today.
no problem.
Okay.
We can hear you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's better
so
now.
yeah, the objective of this trek is self-actualization. Second point is attaining solitude. Attaining solitude means just trying to stay. Third point is
Doctor,
nature.
breaking. Yes,
God,
we
wait,
are, we
wait
are
a second.
facing issue for second point, attending solitude.
Give
So
me a
yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, so these all are the objectives for performing this kind of hiking. You know, you have to self actualizations or inward journey. It means this journey is almost for 7 months. Okay, so you will have yourself alone in this journey, no one else with you. So you will identify yourself very well. You know
since
what
morning,
are
Jay.
you doing on this earth?
My Wi-Fi connection is
Yeah,
giving
it's
me a lot of
fine.
problems since morning.
It's fine. You can, if you better turn off the camera. So
Yeah,
I
I can
think
do
that
that.
might be
Okay,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Now we can hear you. It's loud
Oh,
and clear.
okay,
Please go
fine.
on.
So the next point is attaining solitude. The third thing is surrendering to the nature. All right. So over here, we want to surrender ourselves to the nature. So completely 6 months and living a life
But
often minimalist.
doctor,
Yes.
we need to understand second point also, attending
Oh, okay.
solitude.
I'm very sorry. I'll explain.
Yeah.
Let us start from the beginning. Objective of the trek. So when you are taking a big journey like this, you are away from your family. So definitely you have something agenda in your mind. There are some objectives which you want to cover. All right. So the first objective is self-actualization or inward journey. What do you mean by self-actualization? Self-actualization is nothing but knowing the self. There is some amount of some energy in within me, which I don't know who I am. So trying to figure out who I am, or basically I want to go for an inward journey. All right, that is point number one. Point number two is attaining solitude. Solitude means staying alone and being happy. Okay, there is a difference between staying alone and lonely. A person who is a lonely, all right, will always be in a miserable state. But person who is alone, he does not need anyone. Okay, so that is nothing but solitude. Solitude means staying alone and being happy. So attaining solitude. Third point is surrendering to the nature. So over here, we want to surrender to the nature. Next is living a life of a minimalist. So I will be having a very less amount of stuff with me when I'm traveling for 6 months. Okay. So definitely that particular life will 100% be a life of a minimalist. Over the journey, when you are traveling, you meet a lot of new people and you make a lot of friends. So you share your experiences, they share their experiences, like that. And you get to know a lot of people, new people. So that is also one of the objective. And explore the trail my way and enjoying the beautiful scenery. This particular forest, it's very beautiful. It's in United States, world's forest, and it's very
Yes,
I hope I was
doctor.
audible.
Yeah, last moment point is missing. Explore the trail. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. Explore the trail my way and enjoy the beautiful scenery.
Okay. Perfect. Yes, doctor. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
So let me, yes.
Okay.
So let me give you some information about this hiking only footpath in the world, ranging from Maine to Georgia. All right, Maine is a state in US and Georgia is also a state in US. Okay, so it is a world's largest trail. Okay, it's a trail means it's a longest walking path, footpath. Okay, from Maine to Georgia. The distance is approximately equal to 2,200 miles. If you put into kilometers, get around 3,500 of United States. Okay, it passes through 14 states of United States. And definitely it's a forest. It is a mountainous area. So you climb, you come down, you climb, you come down. So you pass on through lots of mountains when you are traveling. Okay, so you have an approximate elevation of climbing and going down of 4,64,000. And every year, 3 million visitors, they visit every year on this particular trek. So if you can see that map, okay, on the right hand side or the top over there, there is Maine, and at the down the Appalachian Mountains. Okay, they comes down, covers 14 states. It starts from Maine, then Vermont, then New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. So like that, there are 14 states which come along the way, and you just walk through those 14 states. So that is the story of Appalachian Trail. Okay, Jay, can we go on to the next slide? Okay, if we compare the map of India, the distance is as good as from Srinagar to Kanyakumari. The distance is approximately 3,500 kilometers at straight distance. And if we compare the Appalachian Trail, then this particular trail is around 3,529 kilometers. So it is larger than Srinagar to Kanyakumari. And this particular trail is also like only 5 or 6 countries are longer than Appalachian Trail. That's it. No other countries are longer than Appalachian Trail. So let us say, suppose if this is 3,600 kilometers, and if you want to finish this particular trail in 6 months, that is 180 days. So on an average, you have to walk for 20 kilometers per day in a forest. All right. So you have to walk for 20 kilometers per day in forest. So it is not only walking, you are climbing the forest, coming down, again you are climbing the mountain, coming down. So you have different elevation. These particular elevation is approximately 16 times 1/6 climbing the Mount Everest. I'll repeat, this particular elevation is approximately 16 times 1/6 climbing the Mount Everest to the top and coming down. So you can imagine how difficult this particular trek is. Jay, can we go on to the next slide? All right. Now, this is called, as I told you, through hiking. Through hiking means from start to end, when you try to complete the entire path. Okay, that is called as through hiking. So completing the entire 2190 miles on the Appalachian Trail in one trip. Okay, in one trip without leaving that particular journey. Okay, that is called as through hiking. A typical through hiker takes 5 to 7 months to hike the entire Appalachian Trail. AT. We will use the word as AT for Appalachian Trail. So a particular person takes around 5 to 7 months. So if a particular person is very fast, so he may able to cover it in 5 months. And if a particular person is taking its own time, spending normal days and taking some days off, okay, maximum 7 months, 8 months also people take. Okay, next. Now, Zay, can you zoom this image? Yeah, thank you. Okay, now how to start the trek? How to start? From where to start? How to start? Okay, so basically the trail starts from the from north. It starts from Maine. It's a state in US, and in the south it starts from Georgia. So from Maine to Georgia. Okay. All right. So if the trail is starting, okay. So let us say people basically travel from north to south, or also they travel from south to north. The distance remains the same. The elevation is the same. Everything is the same. Okay. But it is their choice to start the journey. So basically people start from south to north, or they go from north to south. Okay. Likewise, if you are traveling towards south, then you will be called as southbound. Means you have started your journey from the north. If you are, again I'll repeat, if you are starting your journey towards the south, okay, then you will be southbounding or southbounder, or you will be called as southbound, because you are going from north to south. If you are moving from the north towards the north, then you will be called as northbound. All right. And flip-flop is one new type. Flip-flop is what? You start from center, anywhere in the trail, you go to the north, complete the north, come back again by bus or something. Again, you start from the center, move towards the south, like that.
Yeah, it was by mistake by someone else.
No
Sorry,
problem.
doctor.
No problem, no problem. So this is called as flip-flop. I'll repeat. So if you are traveling towards north, then you are northbound. If you are traveling towards south, then you are southbound. And if you are traveling somewhere from between, okay, so you travel to the north, come back by bus, and start again towards the south by walking, and come by bus in the middle region. This is how people do it. Okay, so southbound people are called as sobos, and northbound people are called as nobos. Okay, basically southbound is very difficult to do it. Okay, because in the south, because when you for southbounding, you start from north. Okay, and you move towards south. In the north, there are lots and lots of difficult mountains. The terrain is very difficult. So the southbound is very difficult. If you see the statistics over here written, 2,000 hikers a year starts north. Okay, so they start from north, and 200 hikers starts from south. So only experienced hikers, they basically start from start towards southbounding. So they start from north side. North side, if I starting from north side, it will be very difficult. Okay, and if you see the statistics, only 715 northbound and against 133 southbound people have reported through hikes for 2017 year. Okay, so people going from south to north, the path is easy. But if you are going from north to the south, the path is very difficult. What I am planning now, I'll show you my plan. Jay,
Yeah.
can we go on to the next slide?
Yes, doctor. Let me go through backside also, so people can have idea. We are talking about this climbing of mountain. Many people join right now.
Okay.
So we are discussing about this the Appalachian Trail, and this is the north and this is the south. So we are planning to move from north to south and south to north. The people are traveling both way, right?
Yes.
So doctor, you can explain in this map if possible.
Okay. Jay, on the north side, there is a word called as MA. That's Maine. Okay. From where?
MA. Yeah.
There
This
is a
is
cursor. Correct. So that particular Maine, that is called north. That is the most difficult part of the trek. Okay, because it has got a lot of mountains,
Right.
and these mountains are very difficult to climb, and the height is also very huge. Okay, so only
Right.
experienced trekkers, they start from north, whereas when you go towards south, okay, and you move towards south slowly, what happens is that the advantage of
Right.
starting from the north is that the difficult journey, you finish it within 3 to 4 months, and then your journey becomes very easy. Okay, but a lot of people
Okay.
don't start from the north, they start from the south side. Can you come down to the south?
Yeah.
South is basically starting from
North.
Georgia. If you can see that over here, Georgia. Okay, it starts from Georgia.
Right.
Yes. So that particular point. So if you are starting from the south, it's leisure time till the different thing happen to you. Okay. So initial days for 1-2 months you will get set onto the trek. It will be very easy for you. So non-experienced trekkers basically they start from the south. My plan is to start from the north.
Okay.
Okay, because I want to finish the difficult part earlier, fast, and then move on to the easier part. That is my target. Nothing is easy in the
Right.
forest because everything is like every day, it's more or less the same. You are climbing, coming down, climbing, coming down. But just from thinking point of view, you are covering the difficult mountains in the beginning and then you are covering easy mountains in the end. That's way. So this is the
Right.
northbound, southbound journey. Okay. Now, as I told you, I'm trying to be becoming a Sobo. Sobo means southbound. So I will start from north, go towards south. That's why I will be a southbound. Okay. So this is the extreme difficult terrain to start. Okay. For that, you should be a high experienced trekker. As you can see in the picture, you will have to have rock climbing like this using all your hands. So this is basically a 4-point climbing. 4-point climbing is nothing but where you are using both your hands and both your legs. So that is called as 4-point climbing. Okay, so here you have to use 4 points. Basically, many experienced people, they can climb with 3 points also. So just by using 2 hands and 1 legs or 1 hand or 2 legs like that. Okay, there are experienced trekkers because basically we don't find some point where we can hold on to the 4th point. So even that is also very difficult. Okay, so the first mountain when you start this journey from the north is the Katahdin. Okay, as you can read in the point 2, the Katahdin, the mountain you climb on your first day. Okay, the north starts directly with the mountains. It's the first day and it is the hardest climb on the AT. It's very difficult. The elevation is more than 4,000 feet. Okay, and it is very difficult to climb it. And expect to use your hands as you climb over steep boulders. There are a lot of boulders and ledges above the tree line. A typical southbounder starts basically in June and July and finishes in December. So my plan is to start next year, that is in 2022, if all COVID restrictions are over and we can travel to different countries. So I will start from June next year. Okay, 1st or 2nd of June next year, 2022 for this particular trek. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so let me give you some different information about this particular path. If you are being a Sobo, okay, you start with Katahdin. It's a mile-high mountain, requires scrambling and hand-over-hand climbing. Okay, second point is that once you finish this mountain, for the next 100 miles, you are in the core jungle. That's core wilderness. Okay, you will not find any shops. You will not find any resupplies. So you have to carry your entire food for coming 10 to 15 days. Okay, if you are an experienced one, still you have to carry food for 10 days. All right, because you will not find anything. It will be a core forest. And what basically problem creates in Maine in June is nothing but black flies. Okay, because it's very rainy in June. Okay, so there are a lot of black flies. They irritate people. They basically bite it. So you have to wear full clothes. Muddy trail. Okay, it's very muddy because of the rainfalls, and there are a lot of difficult stream crossings. I'll show you in the pictures also in Maine in June. About a month of hot and humid weather in mid-Atlantic states. Fall colors in Virginia. This is what I will experience when we'll move ahead. Hiking through hunting season from September onwards. Cold weather during the last month or 2 of the hike with snow likely. So when you are traveling over a long period, let us say 3,500 kilometers, over the period of 6 months, 7 months, you come across a lot of weather changes. So you are starting with a rainfall in the Maine, then you move ahead, then it is a hot and humid climate. Again, you move, it becomes very dry. After that, it is again a rainy season and temperature drops, and again it becomes snow when you reach towards November, December in the south. So you experience a lot of temperature changes when you're traveling. Okay, and a small number of southbound through hiker ships for companionship. Like there will be very less number of people if you are traveling starting your journey from the north instead of south, like that. The next slide, please.
Yeah.
Question and answers. I will love to answer all your questions. Well, let me finish all this presentation, and I will love to answer all the questions. Okay.
Okay.
So what all things I will be requiring? Yeah. What is my gear? What will I be having it? So I will be having a sleeping bag. I will be having a stove and a fuel, cooking gear. Okay, clothing. I will be having 5 to 6 different kinds of clothes. Okay, which are basically waterproof, including raincoats, jackets, because it will be very cold. Sleeping gear, first aid kit. I will be also having a map or a guidebook. Water bottles. I have to carry approximately 3 to 4 liters of water with me every day. Okay, hiking poles, clothes, and food for minimum 5 days, and an extra pair of sandals. Okay, so this is the thing which I will be carrying with me. So the approximate weight which will be on my shoulders for the entire duration of 6 months will be 20 to 25 kgs. Okay, and with that particular weight, you have to climb a lot of mountains, and you have to walk approximately 20 kilometers a day. So what will I do? What will be my plan? Like, arise as early as possible, have my breakfast. Okay, you have to cook your breakfast on your own. Okay, pack up, walk around 15 miles or so, approximately 20-25 kilometers, see some amazing scenery, enjoy the sights and sound of nature, go up the mountains and down the mountains, enjoy your solitude, unpack, set up your tents, prepare dinner, socialize, and read. You might find some people over there, so you can also read and talk with them, go to sleep, and repeat until the hike is complete. So that is the thing. You do it for entire 7 months. So you will say that it's a repetition, but I will say that mountains, when you are in the forest, it is never a repetition. It always gives you a very different experience over every day. So even if the climate is not changing regularly, but definitely it will give you a lot of experiences every day. And here I will be alone, spending time with myself. Jay, can we go on next slide?
Yeah.
Okay, where will I stay during the night time? All right, so I have planned my journey in such a way that on the Appalachian Trail, after every 10 miles or 15 miles, there are places developed by the government, and that is called as shelters. It is open from one side and closed from all the 3 sides, as you can see these photographs. Okay, these are called as shelters. It's basically free to stay. All right. Otherwise, if shelters are booked already, booked means if the shelters are filled by the people, all right, then we can stay in our tents. So we have to bind our tents also. Hiran, stop. All right. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, so I will be staying mostly in these shelters, but if the shelters are full, then I have to use my tents. I have to open and fix my tent. So that is the thing. So for the staying purpose, we stay over here. The most important thing is every shelter has got, see, this is the forest. So you will find a lot of snakes, a lot of bears, okay, a lot of wild animals, okay, coyote, fox, deers. There are a lot of animals, okay. So basically these wild bears, they come hunting for the food, okay. They don't basically, they want a lot of food from us. So what happens is that during the night time, we are sleeping along with our food, then these bears might attack you. So they have basically a different type of bear boxes where you have to store your food over there, and then you can sleep easily, nicely. Otherwise, they will steal your food. Unless you wake up in the morning, you will not have any food in your hand. It will be very difficult for you to travel. So these are nothing but your shelters where you will be staying in the night. Next slide, Jay, please. Okay. So I was talking about those black flies. Can you see on the hand some black dots? Those are nothing but black flies being sitting. Okay, so you cannot wear shorts and half sleeves pants. Okay, that might create a problem. Okay, so that is black flies. Then there will be a lot of river crossings in the second photo. See, like that. Okay, and these river crossings can be up to the depth of your thighs. Okay, up to your maybe up to your chest also sometimes if there is a huge rainfall. Okay, so that is also one thing. So you will be crossing rivers. So then you can see the terrain is not that easy to walk. There are a lot of rocks over the forest. So you have to pass and you have to walk very properly. If you are stuck, if your leg is being stuck into any of the rocks, you can easily get a fracture. All right. And during the snowfall, if you can see this thing, you have to be very careful because that particular snowfall will be 1 feet deep. So every time your leg will go inside, You have to use your strength to get it out. Again, you have to walk on the snow. So that will be also one of the challenge to complete this particular trek for 6 months. Then next slide. Okay, what happened if we finish this trek? If we finish this trek, we get a certificate of a 2000 miler. All right, if you can see this, all right, so far over the last 80 years, okay, last 80 years, only 21,000 people are able to finish this particular trek. Okay, last 80 years, only 21,000 people have been able to finish this particular trek. Okay, food on the trail. What am I going to eat? Mostly I'll carry my food. A lot of dehydrated food, basically mashed potatoes, tuna. Okay, if it is available. All right, so I will try to cook with boiled water over there, and I will be taking water from these particular streams. All right, and then snacks and ready to eat items, basically. And I will need to have a resupply every 4 to 8 days. Okay, now what is a resupply? Resupply means after 4 to 7 days, my food will get over. So I will go to a nearby town, okay, and then I will walk into a store or a grocery and buy some food there. All right, so that is nothing but resupply. So purchasing from the stores, and if I have any of my friends, okay, staying in that particular town, I can just ring him up and he will get some food to me. So that is also possible. And some don't even carry stoves; they only eat ready-to-food items. So that is also possible. So these are nothing but different food options where we will be finding out on the trail. Next slide, Jay. All right, as I've already talked to you about the animals on the trail, we have white-tailed deer, moose, black bear, bobcat, coyote, beaver, raccoon, American porcupine, fisher, and there are a lot of snakes also on the entire trail. Okay, one of my friend has been to this particular trail and he has experienced a lot of bears. Okay, the bears are in abundance. Okay, more than humans, you will find bears over there, and more number of snakes also. So you have to be very careful when you're walking on the trail because you might not know which cobra is waiting for you to bite. Jay, next slide, please. All right. Now, if you want to have this particular trek, you have certain motivation and challenges. The first challenge is the physical challenge. Physical challenge means was every day you have to walk for 20 kilometers for 25 kgs of weight on your shoulders. So you should be physically fit. First thing. Second thing is mental challenge. You are away from your family for 6 months and you are alone in the forest. Maybe for 10 or 15 days, you may not see a single human being in the forest. You don't know whether you're going on the right path or not, but you have to use the GPS, and there are markings also on the trek which may help you. But still, there are a lot of mental challenges. Third thing is injuries or illness. If you are injured, what will happen to you? The fourth challenge is the equipment challenge. You have to buy the best quality equipments when you are onto this particular trek. Next is weather challenges. And the last is nothing but the family difficulties. Family difficulties means any of my family members getting ill or not keeping well, or any kind of emergency in my family in India, and I'm in abroad, like in US, very far away. So these are nothing but different difficulties when you experience when you go for this particular trek. Next slide, Jay. All right, now I will talk to you about the expenses which are required for this particular trek. So this trek is not that cheap. This is a very costly trek. Per month expense for food, resupplies, for your laundry, for your hostel stay, everything will cost you approximately $1,500 per month, and that much you have to spend it for 8 months. Okay. Second thing is your gear costing approximately 2,000 USDs, and traveling expenses and other logistics like flight tickets to US and coming back. Okay, visa and other expenses will cost you 5,000 USDs. So if you add up all this, it is approximately $20,000 for the period of 8 months. Okay, so here I am presenting this particular budget for those who are interested onto this particular trek. The approximate cost for this is approximately $20,000. So this is not a very cheap trek. Okay, and this is all I have to say about this particular trek. Next slide, Jay. Thank you very much about listening to Appalachian Trail thing.
Sure.
And Thank you for your
Okay,
patience.
Maria.
Jay, I would request you to turn on that video so that everybody can have a feel of this particular trek. What is it all about?
Right, right. Sure. So, as we discuss about all these things, now I will provide you some information related to the video, specifically about this Appalachian Trail. Okay. So this is all about the hiking. Today we are discussing about this hiking, and you know, people can do this thing by your own way, whatever way you want, north to south or south to north. It's perfectly fine, right? First, I would like to show you everyone that you all are Facebook Live right now. You can see I have done this experiment today, and we all are presenting this session on Facebook Live. Okay, so it's really great that you all are here on time and giving your important time with us. I will allow all of you guys to ask questions to our host after 5 minutes to watching this video. I will share my screen, and you can see this video related to this Appalachian Trail. It is all about the hiking. Okay, and I will share my sound. I will allow all of you guys
this
to
is
ask
all
questions
about
to our host after
this
5
trail.
minutes to watching this video. Here now, I will share my screen, and you can see this video related to this Appalachian Trail. It is all about the hiking.
to discover America, to rediscover themselves. This was my journey.
Okay, this is the particular place in Georgia. Okay,
Okay,
so if you're starting
and I
from
will
south
share
and
my
moving
sound.
towards north,
I will allow all of you
So
guys
this
to
is
ask
so
all
this is
about
the
this
place
which is in Georgia. So from south to north, right?
okay, this is the particular place in Georgia.
Okay, so this is
So if you're
NO,
starting
not
from
S.
south,
As
your
we share
Facebook
my
is on.
sound.
Can you switch it
I
off?
will allow all of you guys
okay.
to
So
ask
this
all
is the
about
place
which is in
It's repeating.
Georgia. So from
Okay.
south to north, right?
Okay, this is the place in
So we need to stop. Okay, so Facebook Live. Okay, let me stop this Facebook Live, and we'll show you once again. You all are here on Facebook Live. Okay, let me stop this Facebook Live. Okay, now we'll start from the beginning.
To discover America, to rediscover themselves. This was my journey.
amazing experience. Who want to join with us? Please raise your hand. You can ask question now. This is all about the journey related to Appalachian Trail. Okay. So yes, Daniel, you want to ask anything? Okay, so this is the journey related to this Appalachian Trail. We need to travel, we need to challenge ourselves everywhere, like physically, mentally, and even emotionally. You will connected with yourself, with your family, how to be there alone, how to find out challenging yourself. So this is the kind of thing you can do if you want, if your family members allow you to do this. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Dhananjay, for this wonderful presentations. It was really nice. And as he already mentioned, the number of total costing, the costing is around $20,000. Okay, for all these 7 months. So you also need to be financially fulfilled, but there are several different ways that also can support you. There are several different websites, there are several different platforms. If you want to do this climbing, they will support you, right, doctor? If you want to
Yeah,
share
yeah.
that detail,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
So there are several websites, there are several kind of platform where you can provide your plans that you want to climb this mountain, so people can donate money to fulfill your desire. Okay, and an application will charge you very minimal amount, and we will find some sponsor also. Suppose you are wearing a Reebok shoes, suppose you have a tent of particular brand, suppose you wearing some t-shirts, you can have some brand also, like you can approach to some National Geographical website also. Okay, you can approach to Discovery, National Geography, or any other website. They want to capture, and many people write down every day blogs. Okay, so the blogs, whatever they have done in this day, day 1, day 2, day 3, like that way. And you can have many sponsors, they can support you for this journey, right? So it's up to you. If you want to explore, you need to find out from where you can do all this thing, right? So this is all about this journey hiking, the world's longest hiking, I must say. Okay, 3,500 kilometers for 7 months. You are alone in this jungle with only minimalizations what you have. So people, if you want to ask any questions, Dr. Dhananjay is there with us. You can raise your hand and ask your questions. I have one question, doctor, for you. How to convince family to allow us to do this kind of hiking?
Okay. Uh, See, frankly enough, talking about my family, my wife, I have. Okay, let me tell something about my family over here. I have a wife and daughter. My daughter is 4 year old. Okay, and the best part is that my wife is also into spirituality, and we both of us share same kind of thinking over a long period of time. Okay, so for her also, life is all about to experiment. All right, so she also thinks on the same path. So the only she had given me a permission to travel or to make this particular trip. Okay, and she said that come safely. That's it. She is my daughter. I like to show you all.
Right.
Okay, she is just 4 year old. All right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
What is your
So
name?
her name is Rayana. Rayana Patel.
Rayana Patel. Wow, nice name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so my wife told me that yes, you can go for this particular trek. I will manage for 7 to 8 months. See, because this is the trek for 6 months or 7 months,
Right.
and rest after the trek you have to stay in US for 15-20 days for the break, because directly you cannot come back to India. Okay, so you have to take a break of 15-20 days, and prior to starting of the trek also you have to get acclimatized in that particular zone. Okay,
Right.
so you have to go before 15 or 20 days. So basically you have to add 2 months extra onto this particular total time duration. So my wife has really supported me for this thing. She said that if we are able to manage the finances for this particular trek, then definitely we can 100% go for this particular trek. That is what
Amazing.
is my only condition, is to manage the finances, because for the 8 months I will be off my salary. I will not be on any kind of a job or something. My wife is a homemaker. I will not be working anywhere. So I will not be getting any kind of a salary or something. So whatever is my saving, I will have to put in. And definitely I will be asking help from my friends, my relatives across the world, to the people, so they can help me out for this particular journey.
Right. Amazing. Amazing. We'll wish you best of luck that you will find enough fund for this journey, and you will contact with us daily basis. Once, how was your experience once you come back?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Every day when I write my blogs, I will send it to English
Right.
Globally channel, so people can read and people can be in touch with me.
Right, right. So I need to ask you, how a person who would love to do this kind of travel, how much, daily exercise he or she needs to do for
Yes, very good
continuous
question.
doing this exercise, to doing this, finish this journey.
Okay, I suggest a person should start, if you are planning to do this trek in June. Okay, then you should start in the month of January. You should walk for at least 10 to 15 kilometers and with around 10 kgs of weight on your back. All
Okay.
right. So what you can do, you can take some wheat or rice on your back, okay, in your backpack, and you just keep walking. Okay.
Right.
Second thing is that what you can do is you can climb the staircase of your building, of your apartment, or something like that. So that will
Right.
also help you. And slowly and eventually, if you have some extra weight on you, you can also reduce that particular weight. You will be more healthy. The
Right.
advantage of staying in the forest is, like, for 6 months you are completely in the forest, so you are breathing pure oxygen there. So naturally your health will be amazing over there. But the only disadvantage is that every day you will be spending around 6,000 calories. Okay, so you have to stuck in 6,000 calories of food every day, so in order to maintain the balance, otherwise next day you will not be able to walk.
Right.
So that is the challenge. So you have to eat good amount of food when you are on the trek, because
Right.
4,000 to 6,000 calories will be burned every day when you are onto the trek, like
Right.
that.
Perfect. Thank you, doctor. Yes, Sandesh, you
Yeah.
raise your hand. You want to ask any question related to this
Yeah,
application?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to first thank you, Dr. Dhananjay Patel. You share with a very wonderful experience with us, and it was really incredible experience. Just I want to ask questions. Have you visited any fort which is already you mention your speech, that is the Sahyadri mountain? So have you visited any fort which is situated in Maharashtra, like Raigad, Torna? All these forts are high, situated on the top of the mountain. So have you visited any fort
Yes,
in
I have
Maharashtra?
visited lot of forts. As you named Raigad, I have also visited Torna and Harishchandragarh. I have also visited Harihar Fort. I have also been to Prabalgarh, Irshalgarh. Then also been like, I can name you like Mauli. Still, there are around 7, 8 more which I'm not able to recollect right now. Kothaligarh, then Chanderi Fort, like that. So there are a lot of forts in Maharashtra which I have been there.
Yeah. Amazing. So, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
Sandesh.
great.
So
Yeah,
during
so
this monsoon season, my
you
trekking will
along.
start now, actually.
Okay, so just I want to know, so what's the difference between the, you just visited the US also, there's also a track, and you also visited Maharashtra. So what is the challenges when you tracking there and tracking in our country? So what is the main difference? And if I want to travel in Maharashtra and track the some all these forts, so what should we need to take care of while tracking?
Right. Okay. So, very good questions. I think there is some call. Yes, doctor.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yes, Sandesh. See, when you are trekking in Maharashtra, the trek is usually for day or a two, or maximum for 3 days. Okay. I had not been to Alang Malang Pulam so far because it's very far from Mumbai where I stay. It's a basically a 3 day trek. Okay, or you can extend it for 4 days. All right. So you can carry your food and everything, and you can tent in there and you can stay. Speaking about the trek, which is Appalachian, it's first thing, it's in the foreign land. It's not in my country. Okay. Second thing, it's completely unknown territory. Third thing is that it is not something like these Maharashtrian treks are like a marathon, like a single day. It's like a sprinter. You just run in onto the mountain, you jump it, you finish in a day and come back. But this is a journey for 6 months. You have to be very patient. Your endurance level should be very high. Your stamina should be very high because you will be carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders. Okay. So all this stuff really matters, and mentally you should be very much strong and prepared that for next 6 months might see no one, the person whom I know actually. So that is a challenge. Whereas Sayadri, it's not a challenge. You can easily you can spend a day or two in Sayadris and you can come back. So that is a difference.
Hi, I'm Mo.
Okay.
Thanks.
So-
Thanks.
So
Yes, Sandesh.
it's really challenging because you are very far away from your family. So for 7 to 8 months without family, without internet or without mobile phone connectivity, suppose
There is internet connection, Jay. You get internet connection. Almost 80% of the trail is covered by internet. Network connectivity is good. Okay,
Okay.
but you will be virtually connected with your family, not the physical one.
right. Okay. Yes, Azita.
Yeah.
Please ask your question.
At the first, thank you, Dr. Patel, and congratulations to you for passing this through. But my question
No, Azita, I haven't finished it. I am planning it next year in 2022. So this is just I'm discussing my plan with you guys.
Oh, you didn't do that?
No, I haven't do that. I have just done it for 1 day, Azita.
Oh, okay.
When I came
Okay.
to US, I had done it for 1 day. So next year in 2022, 1st of June, I'm planning to start this particular trek. Yes, provided
I got
all these COVID conditions are proper and we are eligible to travel.
Right.
Okay, my question was about, I think, I don't know why, I think you passed this through this path, but my question is missed because I think my question was about your journey. I thought you do this journey.
But
this
he has
trip.
done this kind of journey with other mountains. You can ask the same question. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Please.
No, my question was particular about this journey.
Okay.
No, because of 7 months, it's time, and he said it has a lot of achievement. I would like know about this achievement after doing this journey, but he didn't.
Definitely.
He doesn't do that, right?
Right.
No.
He's
This
planning.
is just, I am giving you information and I'm planning, showing my plan right now.
We can wait for this journey, and I hope when you come back, that journey and answer to our question about this journey.
Yes. Still, I have 1 year to travel.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem. It happens soon.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. So, thank you, Wajita, for your questions. Yes, Bolu, you can ask the question.
Okay, thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
So my question is like, Dr. Dhananjay already had an experience of tracking, and he already gone through so many tracking. So he already have an experience. So suddenly, what came into your mind to thought about and went to and try to think to go US for 6 months, because 6 months is a huge time, and you have to prepare yourself for mentally, and like you said, you have to manage and involve your saving amount. Maybe you take so much time and like sacrifice somewhere to put that saving. Suddenly you put all that money in some track. Like what you get from it, like how you like think and come to that point, like I'm going to that track and experience something different. Like I'm like bit confused where that thought
Yeah.
is coming into your mind, because six
So,
months is a long
Bolu,
period
you
and you
joined-
already had an experience.
Yeah, you joined little bit late. Doctor already shared his objective. Okay. Can I share that slide, doctor? Or
It's
you
okay.
can-
I'll answer him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll answer him. No problem.
Yeah.
Bolu, what you get is you get yourself. Okay, you get yourself. You get to know yourself more better. See, you get to know how good are you in making decisions. Okay, so this is what you learn about yourself. You learn about how endured you are in difficult situations. All right. Second thing is that how you can have solitude when you are alone. Okay, that is also very important. So, and third thing is that when you are with nature, nature embraces you into itself. All right, nature is a very good healer and it embraces you. So, what happens is that if you want to have an inward journey, if in spirituality, basically it helps you to attain those particular heights, because there is no one talking to you or no social media around you. You are alone on the entire forest and you are just simply walking. You are listening the sounds of the birds, the grass which is green sometimes, which is dry sometimes. You are just listening to a lot of sounds and everything. So it is a completely different feeling, by the way. And we are sleeping in the forest, and a lot of experiences will life will get you. What do we do in usual life is that we just run after money or career or something, or ambitions. Okay. So this is not my ambition. Okay. But frankly speaking, I would love to take it a chance to go to it. I'm not risking anything. It is a very conscious decision. It is not like I want to show it to the world that I can do this thing or something like that. No. It is not a challenge, or I don't have to prove anything to anybody over here. This is just for my own self, which I am trying to take this journey forward. I hope you are understanding my point, Bolu.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bolu,
Thank you, sir.
do you want to join with him?
Not now. Firstly, I was completed my study, then I will looking for such things.
Okay, thank you, Bolu,
Okay.
for wonderful questions. Yes, Anita, you can ask your question. Unmute yourself.
It's not just a question, actually. I'm wondering now about that longest journey in our world. I'm also thinking, I also love to be with nature, and I thought before the pandemic to go for a hiking. It's not like a so long hiking, but at least 2-3 days. So I wanna experience hiking about hiking, but I don't have any knowledge. But today I gathered so many knowledge through this meet and through
Thank you.
our honorable Dhananjay sir.
Yeah.
And really, it's and one question I have. How should we fit one person? It's can be anything, boy and girl, for in a one day for doing 20-kilometer journey. So how should they? Means how they should be fit for
Right.
doing this kind of, and what kind of potential they should have mentally and physically, this kind of. And so I want to know.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Let me tell you, Anita, where are you from, first of all?
I'm from India, Assam.
You're from India, Assam. Okay, fine. So even Assam has got a lot of beautiful mountains and sceneries all
Yeah.
over, right? You are very blessed that way. Okay. So,
Yes.
okay. Here I have a forest very close to my house. All right. And it is basically a mountain. The altitude of that mountain is 1,000 feet. Okay. When we climb that particular mountain, we take approximately 20 minutes to 25 minutes to climb the 1,000 feet of mountain. All right. And we do it every day. So when you do it every day, what happens is that your muscles basically, all right, your cardiac muscles, when you're climbing, cardiac muscles become very strong. Okay, the cardio muscles become very strong. All right. Second thing is here, your leg muscles will also become very strong, because every day when you go for hiking or you go for trekking, okay, that makes your body endurance very high. So for the practice, if you are planning for such a big trek, okay, for the practice purpose, I will suggest that at least you should go for 3 to 4 hours of walk every day when you are planning it. And this should be, the planning should be for 3 to 4 months before you start the trek. All right. So for 3 to 4 hours of walking, where you at least cover 16 kilometers, 17 kilometers in 4 hours. Okay,
Right.
that way. And also carry some kind of weight on your bag. So usually I went for a walk today for 6 kilometers or 5 kilometers with around 5 kgs on my back. Okay, so I have a plate, dumbbell plate, that flat plate. So I keep it in my bag usually and I go for a walk. So this is how I do it. So I climb stairs also with that particular bag. Okay, so it helps me to understand whether I am able to do it or not. So and start slowly. It's not a race. I may take 6 months if I'm experienced. Somebody may take 5 months, and somebody may take 8 months. It's okay. Time is not a pressure over here. You can finish the entire trek in 1 year. Still, you will get the certificate. Okay, the duration of the trek is 1 year. You start from any date, any month, okay, and you finish it in 1 year of time. Okay, but you have to just finish it off. All right, so that is the target. So you start slowly. No need to hurry up. You have to be careful also while walking on the rocks. Okay, if you slip, then definitely you will have a fracture. Okay, so you have to be very careful of animals, snakes, reptiles, and also you have to make sure that you do not get hurt. So you have to have a lot of stamina like that in the forest. I hope, Anita, I
Okay,
have answered your question.
yeah, no, Miss, actually, yeah, I wanted to know about that journey because this journey is amazing. Its journey will be amazing for you itself. But yeah, I can't, Miss, my mind is not prepared to do this kind of journey. But yeah, I really want to do, like Miss, I mentioned one time, at least 2-3 days hiking. I also want to experience. So for 2-3 days hiking means what kind of place I don't know. Now I can't imagine. But yeah,
Right
after
now
because
in June, yes, I got your point. In June, you
no,
can
I
try
mean
out
for
Himalayas.
2 or 3 days. Okay, first let me see. For 2-3 days hiking to any kind of place. So what is the necessary to carry with us, and how means we should gather the courage also, not courage actually, so many things to need in our for our mental physical means fitness man so I have to say mental fitness, for mental fitness many things very necessary to do this kind of hikings. But
Right.
I'm not saying about so longest hiking. If I will go to do like 3-4 days hiking, so what kind of positive thinking we should keep in our mind for for peace of our mind. And because I means after that video, after show that video, I get means no one can hear there means with place. And so yeah, I like solitude. I can spend with myself the time I love. Even I love to spend the time with nature. I like, and I love to hear the sounds with magical flipping and waterfall. Many I like, but I don't know.
Sure,
Means,
Anita, we'll
what
understand your questions.
I am also
Your
okay.
question is related to the mental, how to prepare mentally for doing
Yeah,
two
yeah.
to
At
three
least,
days of
yeah. So,
hiking.
okay.
And she also wants to
Yes.
know what things we need to carry. Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. I
Great
am also
question.
preparing to do this kind of means I want to experience at
Yes, yes,
least 2-3 days hiking. Yeah,
yes,
I'm
doctor.
planning.
Yeah.
Okay. Anita, first of all, you have to see that how much amount of distance you are going to cover, altitude wise, and and also the how much long distance it will be. Okay, so you have to be you have to study that particular place very carefully, and you have to take the stuff along with you. Per day, the water requirement is approximately 3 liters when you are trekking. Okay, and it depends on the weather also. Whether it is very rainy weather or cold, then the water requirement will be reduced. So if it is hot and humid, you will need more water. Second thing, mentally, you should be very keen to do this particular part. If you said yes, you will definitely do. But if you are forcing yourself, or someone else is forcing you, then definitely you will not be able to complete the trek. All right. So your mental power will help you, physical power, to complete that particular track. And as I said, yes, for this particular track, you have to have 4 hours of practice. But if you want to do 2-3 days of trek, a small one, all right, then at least 1 hour a day, if you walk or with some weights on your back, okay, and if you are climbing some steps, okay, that will be do. So basically you can climb up to 30-40 floors. If your society is of 10 floors, you can climb it 4 times, so it will be 40 floors. This is what I usually do it. So like that, so you climb approximately 400 to 500 feet per day, and at least walk for an hour with some 5 or 10 kgs of weight on your back. So I think you can easily do a trek for 3 to 4
Yeah.
days. Not a problem.
One more thing. If during that journey, uh, that person who is doing the journey. If they will get dizzy and faint, that time, what should do? I mean, sometimes it can be happen. It's a very normal.
Right. So
Can
if you
you
have
come
any
again?
kind of, if you have any kind of disease, if you have any kind of injury, what you will do in this long journey?
Not means not from inside means this is sometimes through the journey
Through the journey.
can be faint for some reason, can be dizzy because we should be choosy for take our to take our foods, and sometimes in that place and no one will be there if that situation come in front of us. So we are matured enough to do this. So that's why we can make the decisions. But if sometimes I feel dizzy for the journey, so what
See,
should do that
if you are a neophyte in trekking, if you are a beginner, okay, I will suggest never trek alone. Okay, always trek in group of 5 to 10 people. Never go for alone trek. Never go for solo treks because you don't understand directions. What is now, what is north, what is south, what is east or west. Okay, first thing, you don't know how to climb the forest and how to climb the mountains and which path you should take. All right, so it always comes with experience. All right, so when you are a new one, okay, even if you have practiced on the roads, okay, or on your area territory, but I will suggest that never start your trekking alone. Okay, always
No,
start
I
your
will
trekking
not
in
go
groups.
alone first time. First time I am thinking, Miss, here is a decathlon. Do you hear decathlon? So they are providing trekking, hiking, and many more. So I am entwined with them also. After in now a situation is here, like Miss can't go anywhere. So if they will provide, they will see for their customers, and that time I can think I will go. I would like to go like a group, not like so many huge large group, at least 2-3 person.
Right.
So I think
So
they can
I'm thinking
call some emergency person and they can call 911 and
Right.
something can happen. Yeah.
Okay. So we have three more people to ask. Thank you, Anita, for your questions.
okay.
Yes, Zamin Ali, you
Welcome.
can ask your question.
Yes, my question is from Dr. It is so different when we exercise or we running in the park, in the gym. It is not enough for climbing because when we climb in the mountain or anywhere, we feel so loose in our legs, and after 1 hour, 2 hours, we climbing, we feel so loose in our legs, and we physically feel feeble in our body, and it is so different. How what kind training we must do in the city, in the park?
Okay. See, if there are no mountains around, okay, and if you're planning for a huge mountain trek, okay, the only thing which you can do is carry some weight and start climbing the ladders. Okay, you can start climbing the staircase because this is the only thing which you have if you are in a proper hardcore city. All right. So you can at least climb approximately 1,000 feet with staircase every day. Okay, with around 5 to 10 kgs of weight, and you start eventually. Don't on the first day, don't just go for 1,000 feet. Okay, if you have not have any experience into it, so start slowly. Start with 100 feet, 200 feet, and gradually go on increasing. All right, make it a habit, make it a routine. This is not a one-day process. Basically, 1 year process. So it is not like that in one day you will develop that endurance or you will develop that stamina to climb a mountain. No, it is not possible. Okay, so even the Rome was not built in a day. Same way, if you want to be a very good if you want to be in the field of trekking or mountaineering, then you have to take it very slow. You have to do it very gradually. You have to understand yourself first, your body first, and then you should start climbing. That is very important.
Okay, doctor. So before I will take questions of Balwinder and Azita, I would like to share one more video related to the same trail. And some people have facing some different kind of experience, like ghost. Okay, so ghost is there in the jungle. I have found that video on YouTube. I would love to share with you what to do if you find any ghost. This is related to the same trail they are providing in this video.
Deep in the woods of Maine, a camera crew are combing through one of the state's most remote regions where they come across a lonely tent. They investigate further and, shifting aside the other possessions sealed inside, soon discovered a journal filled with heartbreaking entries. It's not, however, until they notice who owned the journal that they realize they've just uncovered the fate of a hiker who's been missing for 2 years. Geraldine Largay was 66 years old when she disappeared, and she'd always wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail. It's one of the world's most famous hiking trails, after all, and it extends from Springer Mountain in Georgia to Mount Katahdin in Maine. In 2013, then, the mother of one from Brentwood, Tennessee, finally decided to make her dream come true. She set off with a traveling companion and the aim of conquering the mighty trail. Sometime after they had begun the hike, however, Larragay's companion received news of a family emergency and was forced to leave the trail, and Larragay behind. It was at this vital juncture that she made her first bad decision. She determined to continue on alone. Then, on July 22nd, she left the trail in search of a secluded space in which to relieve herself. Unfortunately, the trail is unforgiving, and Largay soon became lost in the dense forest. That day, Largay texted her husband George to say that she was in trouble. She told him that she was somewhere north of Woods Road and asked him to contact the Appalachian Mountain Club for help. Sadly, a lack of cell phone service in the area meant that George never received his wife's text. That same problem persisted the next day when she attempted to send him a message reiterating that she was lost and asking him to call the police. Despite never having received her text, though, George reported his wife as missing when she failed to check in with him on July 24th. It was the start of one of the largest search and rescue operations the Maine Warden Service would ever conduct. Teams of hundreds of volunteers and wardens began scouring the countryside around the trail for any sign of Largay. They eventually covered an area of 23 square miles, including some of the region's most remote terrain. However, officials called off the search on July 30th with no trace of Largay having been found. Her disappearance would remain a mystery for more than 2 years. In October 2015, however, a crew filming an episode of North Woods Law for Animal Planet finally stumbled upon evidence of Largay's fate. Indeed, they came across the remains of a makeshift camp on raised ground above the trail. They called it in, and a warden made a grisly discovery as he pulled back a tarpaulin above the abandoned tent. There, nestled inside a sleeping bag, were Largay's remains. For those who had been a part of the hunt for the lost hiker, it was a distressing find. There's nobody that wanted to bring her home more than we did, Warden Chris McCabe told the Animal Planet Network. I really feel for the family. Alongside Largay's body, they also found her personal effects, including her cell phone. The messages that she had attempted to send her husband remained unsent. Most heartbreaking of all, however, was the journal that she left behind. In it, Largay had left a message that indicated that she had known that she was going to die in the woods. When you find my body, please call my husband George and my daughter Carrie, it read. It will be the greatest kindness for them to know that I'm dead and where you find me, no matter how many years from now. The last entry in the journal was dated August 18th, a full 27 days after Largay had wandered from the trail and 18 days after the search had been called off. It's thought that she'd sought out higher ground with the hope of getting a signal on her cell phone before making camp. Eventually, though, Largay succumbed to the elements, perishing from exposure and starvation. She was found just 3,000 feet, or half a mile, from the trail. Her final request had been for her eventual rescuers to send her journal to her surviving relatives. Please find it in your hearts to mail the contents of this bag to one of them, she wrote. While Largay's family mourn her death, they remain full of praise for those who dedicated huge amounts of time and energy in an attempt to bring her home. Jerry was doing exactly what she wanted to do, they said in a statement. As the warden's report indicates, she was lucid and thinking of others, as always, until the end.
Okay, so by showing this video, my intention is that you are on right track or you are on wrong track. How could we know without any kind of navigations? So my question is directly to Dr. Dhananjay. Is there anyone supporting you while you are
moving into the jungle, this you need to travel in this direction. Is there any path? Because people are missing in this jungle only, right? So I would
Yes,
love to
yes.
know that, is there something, they can help you to, you should have to walk in this direction, shelter house is there, this direction food is available. So how could, somebody help you by finding out all these things?
Okay. See, Jay, there are a lot of banners over there, okay, where they have marked this entire Appalachian Trail is well marked, okay. So it is very difficult for someone to get lost in the trail. Okay, number one thing. She was very unfortunate enough that she got lost and she could not meet her family. But very rare cases are there where people have got lost. First thing. Second thing, did you see there was a white color painting on the tree in the video?
Right.
Okay, so after every 100 meters or something, there is every a tree has been paved. So you have to take that particular path only. You cannot take any other path. So it shows you the direction in which you have to move. So after every 100 meters or 50 meters, there is a tree which is being painted over there.
Okay.
All right, in Appalachian Trail. Third thing is that there is a GPS app over there, okay, where you can basically send your coordinates to the Appalachian Trail team, okay, on day-to-day basis, where you have logged into the system, so they can track your everyday locations.
Okay.
And if you are not being found for 3 to 4 days, if you are not moved, okay, they will come and see into that particular place that why are you not walking or what has happened to you after 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
So even they will search based on your GPS coordinates.
Okay.
Fourth thing is that you can also have a navigator in India who will mark, who will also download the same app. So what will happen? He will be able to trace you where you are there in the Appalachian Trail. So that is also one of the things possible.
Okay.
So there are a lot of ways. She was really unfortunate enough that she got lost on the trail, but there are very less fraternities like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, doctor,
Yes.
for informing.
Yes, Jay,
Now
thank
I would love to ask Baljit and then Azita. Yes, Baljit, you can ask your question. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, my question is regarding mountain climbing. That you explained that I think this is the most amazing and wonderful track, and around 3,500 kilometers far away. So, what is the difference that trekking and climbing on the Mount Everest?
Okay.
See, I hope you are talking about Himalayas, right?
Mount Everest.
Yes. Mount Everest. If I want to climb on the Mount Everest, so what is the difference? Okay, between both tracks, both journeys.
Yes, I'll tell you. Mount Everest is a different journey altogether because altitude is the problem in Mount Everest. Okay, Mount Everest is a small process. It is only 45 days of expedition. Okay, whereas this is a very long one. Second thing is that for Mount Everest, you are equipped with everything, oxygen cylinders. The worst thing about Mount Everest is only the climate. Here, the climatic conditions are not that severe. In Mount Everest, the wind is very high and there are chances that you will fall down. You may go to dead. Okay, you may die also, and that way. Okay, but here the chances of dying are very less. Okay, more or less you will not be able to complete the track. You may leave it on the spot. Whichever point you want to stop, you can stop. But Mount Everest, it is not possible. All right. So Mount Everest is difficult in terms of climatic conditions. Even Mount Everest is in Himalayas, right? So the worst part about Himalayas is that it is very easy to climb Himalayas as compared to Sahyadris, okay, which we have in our own region. All right. But the only issue with Himalayas is extreme climatic conditions, and the climate can change at any time and it can cause severe injuries, okay, or severe casualties. So that is the difference. But here the maximum height is approximately 7,000 feet or 7,500 feet. Okay, whereas in Mount Everest, the height is 28,000 feet. So you can imagine the difference. Here there won't be any oxygen requirement. Okay, you will be in pure large abundance of oxygen. There, the air becomes very thin and you have to have an oxygen cylinder on your back. So that becomes very difficult to climb with less amount of oxygen, because when you're climbing, your body is out of oxygen. So that's why Mount Everest is to climb. Okay. And cost factor, Mount Everest, if you want to climb Mount Everest, okay, it will cost you more than 40 lakhs. So approximately 50,000 US dollars or to 60,000 US dollars if you want to climb Mount Everest. along with Sherpa, gear, equipment, everything. The Nepal government takes approximately 12,000 US dollars as their fees license to enter Mount Everest. So climbing Mount Everest is also a very costly affair. It is free, and if you compare the Appalachian Trail as compared to Mount Everest, for 45 days you are spending approximately 50 to 60,000 USDs, and over here for 8 months you are spending only 20,000 USDs. So it becomes a lot of different cost affair.
Okay,
That's
so you
why,
have
Balji.
already worked out on this Mount Everest also. Thank you, doctor. Yes, Azita.
Okay,
Here
sir.
in excuse me.
Yes, Isabel.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, fine. You
Here
can ask.
I was born near the second highest mountain, the Aconcagua.
Okay.
And a lot of people of the world
Right.
came to my side, to my state, and go to the Aconcagua to
Right.
climb the Aconcagua. And a lot of people do it, but they can't stay at they can do all the traject, okay, all the way, because it's so difficult to do it, and you have a lot of stuff. And I am agree that you have to do this kind of sport. I don't know how to say, in group. I am, because if you are in trouble, you can miss, like this woman, for example, in the video, or you can have a lot of, if for example you have a in your legs something, or in your hand, and you can move, you can you can I don't know how to say, I don't know why. You need help, you have other people can help you. Do you understand?
Yes, Isabel. Yes, we can understand there is a big mountain over there and they will love to travel. So
yes,
you provide information about
the
your
big
country. Thank you. Thank you, Isabel. Would love to ask Azita, you can ask your questions. Yeah, please. We will.
Dr. Patel, yeah. Dr. Patel, I would like to know about your schedule. You have to regular schedule for training your body, your mind, for preparing this journey. Do you have regular schedule?
Yes. Currently, I am exercising for 2 hours a day. And rigorously, I will start from January onwards. Okay. So currently, every day I'm exercising for 2 hours a day. I am into weight training for 1 hour, and 1 hour I'm doing cardio, so that I can build my body also in both the ways. All right. And as I told you, I'm lifting a lot of weight right now, so that it will be easy for me when I'm on the trek. And also, as I told you that I have very close to my house a lot of mountains, so I go into the forest, I climb them on around weekly, twice or thrice, or maybe 4 times also a week. So this is also I do.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that is currently my schedule. Yeah.
You have coach or trainer, or your self.
Yeah, you have any trainer? You have any trainer?
No.
You do by
I
yourself?
don't have any trainer. I am training myself. Yeah, I'm training on my own. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
I prefer not to have any trainer. Yeah.
Yes, Bajul, you can ask question. Alam? Yes, MD, you can ask your question.
Yes, thank you very much. Sir, I have a question to you. How much food need to carry for this trek? And you know, even though when
food.
you are involved in this kind of trek, yeah, lot of wild animals are over there. You also mentioned some snake also available over there. So if you go fall in trouble, something like that, by attacking any kind of wild animal. So how you protect yourself from this kind of situations, and how you overcome? Definitely I understood your message, how do you deliver throughout the session. Yeah, if someone want to explore himself, and if someone want to know something like Columbus discovered America and something like that, it should be more invention us, and you should be doing it from your heart, and you should be brave. So I agreed all of the mm, topics, but my question is that how much food you need to carry if food is available over there? And another thing is there is lot of wild animal. So how you save yourself from this kind of barrier or
Right.
attack?
Okay.
Okay, nice question. I will be carrying a food, okay, as per my plan for 4 to 5 days. Okay, so I will be carrying food for 4 to 5 days, and after every 5 days, I will go to the nearby town wherever I am. Okay, so I will, so if suppose if I'm walking on the trail, so I will take left or I will take right, and I'll go to the nearby town. Okay, and then I will buy some food for every 5 days and come back on the trail and start walking. So this is usually people do it that way. All right. For after every 6 to 7 days, they book a hotel or a hostel, so they can have a bath over there. They can change their clothes. They can laundry. Okay, and they can get refresh for 1 day. All right, and eat some good food, because on the trail you will be having almost daily the same food item. So you may get bored also. So you may change your food things. You can book a hostel or a hotel, and again come back onto the trail next day, and you can start walking. So this is about the food. So usually people carry the food for 6 to 7 days. Yes, that is what is the minimum thing. Second thing, you talked about wild animals. The wild animals on the trail are not dangerous. You mind bears. Bears are not man eaters. Okay, they are shy kind of animals. They basically don't harm anyone unless you are on the way of them. All right. So my thing is that not to litter around any kind of food, so that the wild animals will be in search of them. And second thing, as I told you, every shelter, okay, there are some bear boxes. Okay, so you have to keep your food in those bear boxes only, and it is locked so that nobody can open it. And if there are no bear boxes, you have to tie your food on the tree. Okay, so no wild animal will try to attack your food. Okay, and your food should be away from you when you are sleeping. That is the criteria. Okay, you cannot sleep with your food very close to you, because any wild animal at the night time can come over there, and in search of food, it might attack you. All right, so this is very least probability. Yes, you will find a lot of snakes. So you should be very careful when you're walking, that you do not stamp onto a particular snake. And second thing is that you should also have some knowledge about snakes, is like what will happen if a snake bites, what you should do basically. And this is a different topic which we can discuss later. But you should have knowledge about the animals which are there in that particular region, like that.
Right. Okay. So thank you, doctor, about this wonderful session. We are about to end. And I would request all of you guys, please turn on the camera before we wrap up our session. So please guys, turn on your camera, and we can have this capturing this beautiful moment with your beautiful and handsome smile.
Hong is back now, right?
Hussein, yeah, Hong is finished her session.
Thank you.
Okay.
I had just finished.
Hussein, you can turn on. So ready guys, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Smile. Thank you guys for being here every day and encouraging us. And I would like to say thank you, Dr. Dhananjay, for providing interesting topic again and again. Okay, so goodbye everyone, and enjoy your Sunday.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good night, all of you. Bye.
Bye.